So I was trying and trying, and then I heard them go, oh, you know what, this doesn't feel quite right. And I thought, well, what doesn't feel right? Hey everyone, it's SJ, and I am finally able to log on and chat to you about my labour story, because we do have a birth announcement to do. The baby has arrived at 39 weeks, and I don't know how many days actually, I should know, maybe 5 days. We had a very, very quick but eventful labour. I really wanted the baby to be in this video, but the baby is sleeping, and I just wanted to take the 2 minutes, because if I wait until the baby's sleeping, I'm not sleeping or feeding, and the boys are actually out at the cinema because this is our third baby. The timing is just right. So I'm going to put lots and lots of pictures of baby in. And first of all, I didn't know what I was having. If you've been following my pregnancy journey, I hate saying pregnancy journey, but I keep saying it, following my pregnancy on YouTube, I decided not to find out because baby was due on Christmas Eve. We had 2 sons already, and we did try to conceive for a baby girl. There is a vlog earlier on my channel all about the shuttles method that we did, and the update is that was successful. I now have a little daughter, which I can't believe. It's kind of a bit crazy, and I've got to use my baby name, which I've had for a few years now, hoping for a baby girl, and her name is Evelina Blossom. So Evelina is a Swedish name. My husband is Swedish, and it's a beautiful, beautiful name. It means bring to life, or brings life, and I just love it. I think it's so beautiful. And then Blossom is a name that I've always loved. My husband has vetoed all flower names, but I got away with Blossom in the middle because it's just so pretty and so feminine, and just something a little bit hippie about it, which is kind of what I like. So I'm so in love with her, as I was with obviously all my children, and her being a little girl, it's kind of really made no difference. I kind of thought it might be like kind of an extra level of ecstaticness about having this baby girl, but it just feels exactly the same as the boys. She is so beautiful. She doesn't look so much like the boys. I think she looks a little bit more like me. She's a bit more like Finn than Freddie. But she's definitely much more delicate, and she's got these beautiful long fingers and diddy little nails and everything. Because she was early, she was born on the 22nd of December at 4:30 in the afternoon at £8.1. And I guess the unusual thing about the labour was that I did live vlog it. So I was live on Facebook, using Facebook Live on Channel Mum's Facebook page. So I do vlog for Channel Mum. It's an amazing online community for mums, all mum made content by mums for mums, and such a supportive group there of everyone who gets involved with it, either watching or vlogging or just joining in the topics. And so I felt quite comfortable to share my labour live. And yeah, you can head over to their website, there to Facebook, and have a watch of those. I actually haven't watched them all back yet. I watched a couple of them back, and maybe I'll do that today. So it's just strange watching it back, and now she's here. It's kind of crazy. So the labour was very, very different from my others. So my waters broke the night before, on the 21st of December. I'd been exhausted. I'd been so tired. My mum was here helping out, and I said, I just have to go to bed. And I slept pretty much all afternoon. And I think that is a sign that labour's coming, because all of my labours, I know I've done a big long sleep just before. So I slept and slept, came down in the evening. I gave the boys their bath and put them to bed, which was nice. Came down and sat down on the sofa, and Henrik made me a pizza. I was like, make me my pizza. And I kept telling him, you should have done it 5 minutes earlier, because he sat down, gave me this pizza, and my waters broke all over the sofa, which has never happened to me before. My waters have never broken before until right at the end, literally as I'm pushing the baby out. So it didn't feel like a pop or anything, just suddenly was like a gush, just a huge gush, waters, so much of it. I was shocked. I can't believe that people's waters break in public, because it just went everywhere. I jumped up. It didn't hurt or anything. I just stood in the kitchen so that it wasn't all over the kind of carpet in the sofa. I couldn't believe it. My mum and Henrik jumped up, and we started rushing around getting everything ready. I was like, oh my God, this is happening. still was having I'd been having mild contractions for a few days before, so those are kind of still going on. I rushed upstairs, wanted to check I had all the last bits and pieces together before we went, and I quickly popped onto the toilet and saw that there was a little bit of red, and just totally panicked, like blood red. So I was like, let's go, like rushing, really got scared, rang the hospital again, told them they were like, it's fine, come in, we're going to examine you as soon as you get in. And if that does happen, it is actually fine, it's just a part of the show, which is just what was holding the baby in. So yeah, that panicked me. We only live like maybe 10-15 minute drive to the hospital. Got into the hospital, got hooked up and monitored, and the waters were still gushing out. So when I stood up out of the car, my leggings got covered in water again, walking through the hospital, literally like soaked top to toe. So I packed like 3 pyjama bottoms in my bag and went through all of them just through the waters. So do pack lots. They hooked me up and monitored me, and baby was absolutely fine. The contractions were sort of too mild, but they asked us, we stayed an hour, wandered around the hospital, but nothing really started. So I made the decision, let's just go home. And it was about, I guess, around 10 o'clock at night. I just really wanted to get home. I was starving hungry because I hadn't had my pizza, and I wanted to see the boys, and I felt quite emotional, and the contractions weren't that strong, and I just didn't want to be, I was also sleepy, I was really exhausted. So we drove back home. I had got home and ordered a Domino's pizza. There's a pizza theme going on, and ate that and went up to bed. The contractions were still coming maybe like every 15 minutes, so I didn't get much sleep. And then little Finn woke up, he's 3, came and got into bed with us. But to be honest, lying in bed cuddling my 3-year-old during the contractions was just like heaven. It was just the nicest place, the only place you'd want to be, really, isn't it? And I had a shower and I sort of got prepared. The worst thing about it was that I'd got myself so prepared that then I had a lot of time to worry about the labour, whereas before I've just gone straight in labour. This time around, a lot of thoughts going through my mind, and getting a bit worried about everything. So by the time I got to the next day, the contractions started to speed up. We got up with the boys, spent the morning with them. They kind of knew, we said, look, the baby's going to be coming today, because we knew that I'd go in that night and be induced. If the baby hadn't come, they were going to induce me at 8:30 that evening just to get things going, because once your waters have gone, you're not sterile anymore. The baby's not in a sterilised place. So the boys were excited, and I was had the TENS machine on, which was amazing, had that stuck on my back, and we just spent some time together, had lots of cuddles, and that really got me welled up, to be honest. Decided when the contractions started to get to around 5 minutes apart, 5-6 minutes apart, and getting a lot stronger, that I kind of had to breathe through them, rang the hospital and said, okay, I'm coming. And thank goodness I did. So we got there quite quickly. We drove through Richmond Park, which is our way to get to the hospital. And when I got there, went into a room and was monitoring. They monitored me, a little side room. I said I was 3 centimetres dilated and gave me gas and air. So this was heaven for me, because I've never ever got to hospital early enough to have sort of gas and air in that early stages of labour. I've always got to hospital fully dilated and pushing, because I go quite quickly. So I was in this side room having gas and air, and sent me kind of crazy. I sent my best friend a video. I don't know what I was saying. He's just politely never replied to that video. So yeah, sorry about that, James. But and had my music on, so I had like an acoustic music thing playing, and the midwives were coming in to see me, and I was telling them I want to have an epidural. I was in a lot of pain, and I burst into tears. I was crying. I had a humongous cry. I think that was just all the emotions coming out. I just had a lump in my throat all day. It's a huge thing, knowing you're going into labour and you're about to meet your baby after so long, and saying goodbye to the boys and everything, and just, I couldn't stop crying. But I think that must be normal, even though they didn't sort of say, don't worry, it's normal. Like, are you okay? Cried a lot and asked for this epidural, and they kept saying, there's no one on the labour ward that can deliver you right now, you have to stay here. But the pain very, very, very quickly got worse, and within an hour I was 9 centimetres dilated, and they moved me to a bigger room in the birthing unit that had bean bags, things like this. I didn't go near those bean bags, but I keep talking about those bean bags. As soon as I got there, I could feel the pressure change, the pain intensified, and I knew that the baby was coming. And I just said to them, look, please, can I go to the labour ward? Please, can I have this epidural? Because the pain was just so high. They were like, no, it's not going to happen. So I was really cross, actually, really cross, because that's happened to me every single time in labour. And I hear all the time, yeah, of course you can have an epidural if you want one. And then I always get told, no, you can't, you're too late. So I was really actually quite mad, and I was trying to be really assertive. I think I normally am quite quiet, so I was trying to be really assertive and tell them, no, you have to, this is unacceptable, but it just wasn't happening. I think that, again, because I'd gone quite quickly, they're just like, okay, let's just get her in and out without doing it. Oh, annoying. So we're in this ginormous room, and then the funny thing was that it was a huge room, and the bed was on a diagonal point into the room, so that wherever you were in the room, you could see what was going on down at the business end. So my husband managed to wedge himself behind the bed in this tiny little nook corner, which is the only place in the room that you couldn't see anything, and he was there for the entire labour. So I didn't see his face once. He was right behind me. I don't know what he was doing. It's funny. So I started off on my knees, leaning back over the bed, actually, so I could see him then. I was pushing. I was so hot. They were helping me, getting me towels and things. Nothing was really happening for a long time. Just pushing and pushing. And they were saying, do you feel the need to push into your bottom? And I was trying to do that, but I definitely was holding back a little bit because I was in so much pain. I was still hoping that somebody was going to come and help me with the pain. Kept on pushing for about an hour like that, and then started to feel the baby move down the kind of birth canal, and you just feel a difference. You just kind of, the pain changes from being those sharp contraction pains to being a really dull kind of pressure pain, just a totally different sensation. And at that point they took the gas and air off me, so they're like, stop with the gas and air because it's just making you drowsy and stopping you push. So you're literally just, you've got nothing, you've got no pain relief whatsoever, no gas and air, zero, and you're just pushing out this baby by yourself. Oh, it was so stressful. So I was just pushing and pushing, kept on pushing, and I turned onto my back at this point and was trying to push. It was taking a really long time, and they kept saying, are you holding back? Keep trying, you're not trying hard enough. Loosen your legs, relax your legs, open your legs. And they put my legs up on some of these leg supports, so they were like really wide. And I just couldn't do it. I was really trying my hardest. They came in, there was a third midwife there because things were going on for a long time. And they were sort of telling me, come on, keep going. And they were trying to be quite tough love with me to get the baby out. We need to get this baby out. The baby's done all the hard work. You need to keep helping the baby. So I was trying, and then I heard them go, oh, you know what, this doesn't feel quite right. And I thought, well, what doesn't feel right? And I heard them kind of chatting to each other, and they went to get the third midwife, and they said, yeah, the baby's back to back. So that's called OP, I guess it's posterior, some positioning or something, which means that the baby isn't coming out the right way around, that her head was coming out face up, and they should come out the back of their head first, which makes it easier to push. So then I felt a bit told you so about the pain that I'd been in, and the fact that I had been pushing and nothing was happening, because I knew that the pain was much more than the normal labours that I'd done before, and I knew that it wasn't progressing as easily when I was pushing. So I did have a bit of it in my mind, told you so, now you feel sorry for me, don't you? And they were like, okay, fine, this has really been hard for you to get this baby out, but you're right there at the end, keep doing it. And then as soon as I could start to feel the baby's head coming, you literally can feel it coming out. I got the gas and air back for in between the pushing, because I said to them, you just have to give it to me. I felt like, you can imagine. Took the gas and air, felt the baby's head moving, and I thought, okay, I know I can do this now. It's probably 5 more pushes, and just really went for it, kept those pushes really long, and delivered. Felt every single burning sensation of it. And they lifted the baby out and said, wow, you've done so amazing. Not many people can deliver a baby back to back like that with no pain relief. Passed up and said, do you want to see what you're having? And I was looking, and I was like, yeah, it's a girl. And it was so strange because during the labour, before she came out, I thought that I knew it was a girl. I thought they'd said it's a girl earlier, even though how on earth would they know before the baby had come out? So in my mind I thought, well, I know it's a girl. I heard that earlier, and I said to the midwife after, did you tell me it was a girl earlier? And she's like, no, I don't think so. It's quite a strange thing that I just kind of had this really weird sensation during the pushing that they'd already told me it was a girl. And I had a little look at her, and she was so beautiful. I think she was so beautiful, and I couldn't believe I'd done it. I felt really just proud of myself and proud of her. And yeah, I'm getting emotional. It is an emotional thing though, isn't it? Just felt so happy that she was here and that she was healthy, and I didn't have to ever do that again. So yeah, then they made Henrik cut the cord, which I was also super laughing about to myself because he hates medical things like that. But she was quite a stern older midwife, and she was kind of not going to take any no for an answer, so he had to cut the cord. And then I had, but then I was told I had a lot of tearing because I'd had an episiotomy with the first baby. Every time I have a baby, it kind of tears. So I had to keep my legs up in these awful stirrup things. And my husband quickly hop-fitted it from the room, from his little hidey hole. Just saw him looking away because he just can't stand needles or anything like that. And to be honest, he would want to see somebody getting stitched up. Yeah, so all in all, it had taken 3 hours from arriving at hospital at 1 to her coming out at 4:30, just on the gas and air for some of it. And she was here. She was very unsettled. She did not stop crying for the whole time we were in hospital. We decided to go straight home because it was 4:30 and we just wanted to get home and see the boys as soon as we could. So I rang home and spoke to Freddie and told him he had a little sister because he would be going off to bed. And he answered the phone. He said, "I know one thing, it's a baby girl." So he also knew it was a girl somehow. And I spoke to Finn, who was just kind of nonplussed, and they were very happy at home with their nanny and managed to get home. But she was so unsettled, she would not stop crying the whole time we were in hospital. The midwives were trying to help me feed her, but she wouldn't really feed, but she was desperate to feed. And we later found out that she had tongue tie, 75% tongue tie, which meant she was unable to latch and breastfeed. And I'd also injured myself more than I'd realised in labour. So I will do an update on that in her 1 week update, which I'm going to film with her very soon. Hopefully pop that up. So, but that's why we've been a bit quiet for this week, because it's been a bit of a tough one. So yes, welcome to the world, Evelina Blossom, and I will show you my bump, because obviously I still have a bump. It's been 1 week, and yeah, still got a bit of a tummy going on, which will be there for a while. That's okay, I'm still in my maternity trousers, and will be for a while, but that's going to go the right way when it wants to. So yes, thank you so much for watching, and do head over to Channel Mum and watch all the live vlogs of my labour so you can get more of a literal blow-by-blow account of it. And I will be updating you weekly on feeding, sleeping, all the practical stuff you need to know about having a newborn and introducing her to the siblings, and I just can't wait for the year I've got ahead of me. So do click subscribe and you'll be able to follow me this year and see how we get on, and join in with the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for all your best wishes that came in on Instagram and things like that over this special time, and I'll be back with Evelina very, very soon. Bye guys.